Hello, everyone. So today is a little bit of a bonus video. I am in the middle of doing the 21 deep day course that I'm offering to my whole and healthy kitchen community. And one of the exercises that I am offering is to take a look at the stories that we are telling ourselves, both the stories that we are telling ourselves about ourselves and also the stories that we are telling ourselves about our kitchen dynamic. And I have realized in this process of teaching this course that this course is just as much for me as is everyone else. And so I feel like it's important for me to go through the exercises just like everybody else does and really kind of check in and see where I'm at in regards to all of this. So I sat with this exercise and I really wanted to take a look at what are those stories that I tell myself about being in the kitchen and like what does that look like? And so I had three specific things that popped up and I wanted to share them with you because I figured they would be helpful. So I'm going to be sharing this with the tight-knit community that has joined the course, but I'm also going to be sharing this with my broader whole and healthy kitchen community, as well as anybody else who might find benefit to this discussion today. So when I started questioning and inquiring into the stories that I tell myself, I really realized that my stories are intertwined with the new habits that I have made in regards to being in the kitchen. And so I kind of wanted to start with the first kind of story. I've realized that the story or the narrative that I have that rolls around in my mind is first and foremost that making food is forgiving. Literally the act of giving. It's not forgetting, like getting things. So previously, I used to see food as forgetting. I would eat literally just to not be hungry. I would eat as to try to lose weight. I would eat as to try to have a better body, or I would not eat to have a better body, or I would eat too much and feel too guilty because I have the goal of trying to have a better body. And so it was this constant roller coaster up and down, trying to fix Brittany's problems through food. And that didn't work. And so I'm realizing now when I take a deep look at this, that the story that I have that's playing out is that food is forgiving. It is to have this opportunity for people to come together and to sit together and to eat together and to share together over these nutritious and delicious meals. And so it literally has become this way to nourish the body and to nourish our relationships, and in doing so, nourishing our souls. And so this is literally at the center of my thought system now when it comes to making meals. And so to have this idea of wanting to nourish the growing body of my daughter and wanting to nourish the relationship that I have with my partner and wanting to nourish myself with what it needs so I can do what I need to do each day, literally places the act of cooking into the service of love. Right? Whereas before it was always a fear of gaining weight, a fear of eating too much, a fear of not eating enough, a fear of what it is that I'm going to eat. And what came with that fear is a lot of stress, a lot of overwhelm. And so now when I've kind of taken my body out of being the center and instead it is the nourishing of the relationships around food, so it being the act of giving, it literally is in this place of like love and community and closeness that we can have. And then we can talk about the kinds of meals that we want to have and the quality of ingredients that we want to use and keep in our mind like where these ingredients come from and give thanks for all the people who contributed to the meal on our plate, from the sun and the water to the farmers and the people who packed it in the car, who drove it to the grocery store, who unpacked it at the grocery store, who has that grocery store available for me to even get this amazing fresh food every day, and just this whole lineage of gratitude. So that is definitely a story of mine now, but it is almost like a story that I feel has been given me. It is a story that I feel has been welcomed by me to see the ultimate helpfulness in regards to cooking. So that's definitely an anchor in my thought system. So that's number one. Number two is definitely the story of there is enough. There is enough. And I think that this is really important is because even when I was growing up, like I remember looking in the cupboards in the fridge and being like, yo, mom, like there's nothing in here. It's like, oh, of course there is. And she'd go in and try and like piece things together at the last minute. Here you go. You have like a cheese and ham sandwich. Whereas for me now, it's at this place of thinking ahead, like what do I want to eat? How do I want to nourish through food? What are we going to make this week? Who is coming over? What do I want to have in my fridge to make sure that we have those fruits and vegetables that we want to grab instead of the cheese and crackers and all these quick things that you could have other than fruits and vegetables and berries and deliciousness. And so now it's in this place of like, I have enough. We have enough. The food that we have is enough. And it is intertwined with planning, preparing ahead of time, meal prep, like these really like focused habits, I guess you can say. But it is always around the idea that we will be given everything we need. And so even though like I have really, really, really learned how to make and eat and create food that is very budget friendly, it is always whole and it is always nutritious and it's always filling and it's always big enough portions that fill us and satisfy us and fuel us and give us everything we need. So we've never missed a meal. We've never lacked a snack. We've never not had what we needed, even though we are in this place of bootstrapping our companies and financially it could be tight sometimes. It's literally inside absolute abundance, and inside is absolute, oh my God, I have everything that I need. And so it shows up on the plate. And so I think that is really important living in the world that we live in and having so many people around the world who don't have what they need, or it could be difficult to have food on the plate, just to know that when we are in this place of giving and we're in this place of nourishing and we think ahead of time what we might need for us and for our children and for pure nourishment, that we will be given everything we need and that we will be able to create those amazing meals by what we have in our cupboards and by what we have in our fridge already, instead of, thinking that we always have to buy something new. Instead, it's like in this place of being creative and being inspired and allowing yourself to think of new ways you can put vegetables together and new ways that you can make vegetables. Like for me, even the process, I can boil, I can bake, I can pan fry, I can saute, I could poach, I could raw. Like there's so many different ways that you can cook simple vegetables, and every single time they come out different. So that's really important, is the creative understanding of I have exactly what I need and I have enough. So that's number 2, very important. And then the third one is that I want to eat good food because I want to be at my best. I want to be at my best. And when I'm at my best, my family's at my best. And when I have eaten the foods that nourish my body and eaten the good foods that give my body the vitamins and the minerals and the nutrients that it needs, then I'm also at my highest energy level, where I'm able to clean the house in the way that I want to be able to play with my daughter when she is demanding of my attention and even when she's not. And I'm able to do the work that I need to do every single day. I'm able to wake up early before my family gets up to have my quiet time. I'm able to be more calm and patient and loving with my partner. I'm able to, do the things that I want to do every single day because I have given my body what it needs. I know for me that if I eat like a big fast food meal versus like having a nice, like beautiful, like salad with like fresh, like, maybe legume patties that I make, or falafels, or like just homemade, like beautiful, wholesome meals. The difference between like fast food and like the wholesome meal that I make is literally how it feels in my body. Like it's literally like, one, makes me lethargic, makes me feel tired, makes me feel like a sloth, like very sluggish, and even though I had satiated that hunger, like maybe I'm not hungry anymore, I'm not nourished. So I wasn't given this extra healthy energy that can supply me with what I need throughout my day. But when I eat the wholesome meal that's jam-packed with like everything I need, colors of the rainbow, hits all the marks, then I feel amazing. I feel light. I feel buoyant. I feel clear. I feel available to be able to do my part and fulfill my part in my family and my work life. And so it's a beautiful feeling, and it's very distinct. So definitely good food helps me to be at my best, so I can be at my best for those that I love. So very important. And I also find when I give my body the wholesome food that it needs, that I don't crave anything else. Like, I used to be a big chocolate and cookie craver. And I was actually saying this weekend because I was at my friend and like Rebecca's house this weekend. And, her parents had a bunch of goodies out on the table. And I remember it used to be like this overrunning like program in my head. Ooh, I can't wait to have one of those. Ooh, I can't wait to have one of those. Ooh, I can't wait to have any of those. And I was just observant of what's going on inside me. And I'm like, there's not even a single tape that's running. Like there's not an added story in there that's saying, oh, I want this, I can't wait to have this. Oh, I want this, I can't wait to have this. Because when I check in with myself, I'm full, I'm satisfied, I'm nourished, I feel amazing, I feel good, like I feel complete. And so there's nothing extra that needs to be added on that. So I really realized that in having these new tapes, these new stories, my old ones are gone. Having this new vision of how I see myself and how I see my family in the highest light possible, all my old patterns and all my old habits and all my old routines and thought tape stories are literally gone. And that's the whole point in my discussion here, is that when we become aware of the stories we are telling ourselves, we can ask, is that true? Like, is that most helpful? Is that really what I want to do? Do I really want to be slave to my cravings? Do I really want to be slave to what it is that I think that I want and like go with those impulse feelings and you know, entertain those stories if I don't have enough time, and then eating really fast and quick foods? Like, do I really want to do that? Is that really what I want for me and my family? Is that really what's going to give me, you know, the energy and the motivation and the clear cleanliness that I need to fulfill my part here most effectively? And the answer is generally no. I can change those and I can do something different. So I feel like my life and my relationship with food and cooking is a living demonstration that change can happen, and that we really can see things differently, and that we really can have a new relationship with food and with cooking that is of service and of love and of giving. So to recap, the final 3 thoughts here that I realize are my new stories is the first one, that food is for giving, not forgetting. Okay, so food is for nourishment, not just to not be hungry. The second one is that there is enough, that this is an abundant universe, that you are an abundant being of this limited, eternal, beautiful universe. And in this time-space continuum, even though it's difficult and we seem to have to go to work to like get things, literally we are abundant. We are abundant beyond measure. And so there is enough. There's always enough. And we can always think ahead of time and plan ahead and prepare. That helps us to have an easy and ease-filled experience in our kitchen. So important. And then the third one is that good food is what I want to eat and to serve my family, because that is how I'm at my best. And when I'm at my best, I'm the demonstration to my daughter that she can be at her best, that I can get everything done that I want to get done in the days in my work. And it's amazing. I get to be productive and I get to be happy, all in the same place. So I really wanted to share this with you all, because it wasn't always like this for me. It's taken mind training. It's taken switching my habits. It's taken honesty in me looking at how I see myself and how I see food and how I see my relationship to cooking. It has taken a sincere willingness to receive a new vision of how it is that I can be in the kitchen and be with food. And all of these things I am mindful of, and I'm also offering to our community through these courses so that everybody else can learn how to do this too on a very practical level and to do it together. So I hope my story is helpful to you. I hope that this is inspiring for you and hopefully gives you that added nudge that you need to really look at these things and examine them for yourself, so you can be the best version of you and make the best meals you can for you and your family. And to remember its importance for you and for our planet and for all of our brothers and sisters around the world. And so thank you for doing your part. Thank you for listening to this video and for being here. Feel free to share this video with anyone that you think might benefit. Give it a like as well. And I hear my little munchkin who's asking for me, so perfect timing. So I love you all. Thank you, and I will see you soon. Bye.